My full name is Hubert Lanwowoni Adi. I am 37 years now, and I was born in Parazenge. Actually, I'm a gospel musician in northern Ghana. My educational background, now I have masters in English. Actually, I started my education in RC Primary School in Paga. Actually, I started from T4. I was not initially sent to school. I was made a cowboy, as they call it. I was a shepherd. So for about some time, when I finished and I wanted to go to school, my father was not in agreement because of he was not educated, so he didn't know the importance of education. So he didn't agree for me to go. I had to stay with him and farm for some time, and I went straight to D4. Actually, the school authority, they were not in agreement, but they put me to test so that at the end of the term, when I failed, then they would demote me to P1, and I agreed. I actually went to school on 21st January 1999 was my first day in a classroom. I can still remember the time I first went to school. I removed my slippers. I put them on the doorpost of the classroom. I thought it was somebody's room. Yeah. From there, I went to Tedam Junior High School. Then it was Junior Secondary School. That was in 2000. Then I went to Chana Senior High School. I was actually gained admission to Big Boss, that is Boga Senior High School. But because of financial constraints, because my father vowed not to take care of my school fees, because I didn't obey his orders not to go to school. I went to school, so because of that, I had to force and go to Chana Senior High. They accepted and picked me, and from there, I completed. It was when I was completing, that was 2007, that this my situation, my vision problem developed. So I completed and actually went to Wa School for the Blind for rehabilitation. So I was actually going to go through 3 years, but God being so good, it helped me, and I went. I learned the Braille less than a year. So they tested me and realized I was okay. So they allowed me. I gained admission to Jahan Training College. That is in Wa. When I completed, I continued my first degree in UCC, that is University of Cape Coast. When I complete University of Cape Coast, I went in again for my second degree. Yeah. I'm a professional teacher, as it is now. I'm a professional teacher. Yeah, I teach in a basic school, that is Tedam JHS. I am married. I am married with 2 children. God bless. I would say yes, in a way. I'm a visually impaired, but I can't say I am blind. When you say somebody is blind, that means everything is blind. But I am visually impaired. That means I lost my vision. But I'm not a blind. Actually, when I was young, I was okay. had no problem in that. Then it all started when I went to school. In fact, my classroom work was very okay. I joined class 4 straight. So I didn't know how to write. I didn't know ABCD or 1, 2, 3. But because they threatened me when I failed, I'll go to P1. I tried and then followed people who were ahead of me, and they taught me. So I was able to cope with. So I took a 5th position. So it was all okay with me. Education was not difficult in my life. But all of a sudden, when we were about to write JHS, BEC exam, that I first experienced this problem very worst, disturbing me. So I couldn't read. I went through hospitals, but still it could not be corrected. So I came, in fact, people read to write the exam, but I fear not to read because that it may go worse. So when I was writing, I was even made to sit outside the classroom. So I sat with the examiners and then wrote my papers. Sometimes I would be writing. All of the sudden then the vision will go. I have to wait for some time, then I'll be able to write. I did that till I finished my exam. So I was able to pass and went to secondary school. So at the same time, when we just finished registration at secondary school to write, that it came in full force. So that time it was then West. So I couldn't even see, couldn't read. Anytime I pick a book, all the words will just be blur. I could not see anything. So actually, I wanted to stop education and then just pack my things home because I knew that was the end of the road. But when I was trying to pack, my friends and those who loved me, they were actually not happy. Some were crying, and I felt pity. So I stopped. That they said I should leave. After all, I've registered. When the papers come, I will take part and we will complete together. So I actually waited. People were studying to write fast and go higher, but I was just writing because I've registered. I didn't know the meaning of my life at that time. So from there, that it became just it is now. Yeah. After we completed like that and I came home, I tried several means to take my life because it seems the whole world was just black. I couldn't see further, I couldn't think further. There was nobody as such to console me. I knew the future was going to be red. So because of that, I tried taking off my life. So I knew it was just the grace of God, and because maybe God wanted to use me, all my attempts failed in mysterious ways. All these journeys of life I first mentioned, the singing gift was already there. When I was young, that the gift actually was detected. I was singing to the admiration of many. That earned me a nickname, Abubakar Kaba, who was my uncle. He was part of the pioneers of Katsina music. So when they saw me in that then they thought maybe I was going to take his line. They named me after him. Yeah. So it started at the early ages of my life. When it comes to English songs, I sang 7 of them. As the country where we going to the sea or to the land, recycling poverty in a Milan. As the continent where we going to the sea or to the land, recycling poverty in a Milan. When we talk of albums now, I have about 7 albums. I have 7 albums with 42 songs, 42 tracks. Yeah. No as such. I have no producer, but I have somebody who partner me. I take it upon myself as a calling. I will be happy if I get some support. My vision is to get it to those people who are also less fortunate or facing the same problem as I face in society. I told you I tried killing myself some time ago. I didn't know it would have been like this. So I know very well there are still some people who are in that situation. So I should get out to them and preach them the message that all is not lost. What they need to do is just to add go, the commanding word go, to their disability, and it will become God is able. And we will go on in life. We are all human beings. Whether one part is lost or we have all our senses, but we are all human beings. The stigma that always push people to go and then think that all is lost and they would like to take their lives away. But when we have encouragement, it will help. And at the same time, I don't want anyone who will sit down and think there is nothing to do. We should rise up and search around. Definitely we will find something around to do. Yes, of course, people invite me to stage to perform at their programs. I can even say, oh, look, I get invitations outside the country. I go to Burkina mostly to perform. They like my songs there even more than they like my songs in Ghana. So I go to perform. Yes, and how I perform on stage, actually, I first said it. What we need to do is to just add the word go, and it will be God, God is able. You see, whenever I go to perform, people always wonder if I am disabled or I was disabled. So when I get down stage, many people always come to me to find out how I did it, that I couldn't explain. It is always God who does it. For stigmatization, it is too much. Many people still carry the notion that because I have vision problem, I cannot, although I give good songs, I cannot perform on stage to the admiration of people. It always surprises such people to see me on stage. Many people always confess at their first time on my programs. But what I will say is people should reduce that stigmatization. It doesn't help. Many people like my songs. Many. if not all. But yet, there are still some people who hate my songs. And since they hate my songs, they equally hate me. And some even have the belief that I insult. My songs are attacking, especially those who are found to be doing wrong. When they hear my song, they think that I saw their evil deeds and then indirectly just attacking them. But no, I attack the evil deeds. It is gospel, and as it comes in Revelation to preach for repentance, I have to do that. I don't have any particular person in mind in doing that, in composing my songs. But some people have that notion. But equally, many people like my songs. I want to use this opportunity to thank all my fans, especially, and to thank everyone, every well-meaning human being who listen to me and watch this video. I thank all of you for your time. And I know, if God willing, there is time, we will see one another. Because I know there are some people who are yearning to see me. Yes, you will see me if there is time. And I still want to pledge for the support. People should help so that I will send this gospel out. My desire is to reach out to the less privileged. I was one, but now I have the feeling for them. If you can, support me so that together we tell them. I know when I have opportunity to stand before them and talk, I will tell them what I went through, and those who are going through it will know there is hope for tomorrow. Freedom, 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 freedom. We talk about freedom, 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 freedom. We want freedom in Africa. No tribalism, no racism. Stop nyafo nyafo, come together and build your motherland. Freedom in Africa, no tribalism, no racism. Stop nyafo nyafo, come together and build your motherland. This is Humble Hubert, your loving musician from Northern Ghana. Let's Gale Paga. Thank you very much.